Okay, we are live. Let's see. All right, so we are live. All right, let me get my comments going. Show those. Okay, I just want to make sure this works, y'all, because I'm using a different system. So I got to just make sure that we are good to go. Okay. All right. Y'all can hear Belle back there in the background. Okay. All right. Comments. Let's see. She's reading her story, going to bed. So I just want to go live and make sure we are good. So we got 10 minutes until showtime. So I just want to come on here and go ahead and get started. And so I'm excited about going live from a different platform and trying to make sure that everything is good. I'm trying to make sure that I show up and I'm consistent and that I come on here every single Thursdays for, can y'all hear me okay? Trying to make sure I come up here every Thursday for Therapy Thursday. So, hey sis, how you doing? So I'm gonna be looking in two different places. Can y'all see me okay? Can you hear me okay? So we got somebody in here already. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna be using two different. Okay. Hey, Pastor, how you doing? Shout out to the Solo family. Me and Mr. Warren Moffitt, my hubby, we joined the Solo family this Sunday. So we're excited about joining the Solo family and just being, oh, I can see it now. Yay. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I'm good. But we're excited about joining the Solo family and just being able to, help out the community and just do greater things when you join with women and men of God. So we're excited about doing that. Hey, baby, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for your support always. Thank you, Miss Harrison Queen, for your support. So tonight we're going to be talking about anxiety. This is a common topic. This is something that everybody talks about. This is something that is always, people are always, talking about I'm anxious or I feel this way or I feel overwhelmed. And so tonight, that's what I really want to talk about. But I want to first ask you guys, what do y'all think about anxiety? Do you have anxiety? Do you know anybody that suffers from anxiety? Before we get started, I just want to see like where we at with everything. So yeah, where are we with anxiety? I know I experienced anxiety before Belle went to school. I know teachers experience anxiety before their students get to school. I know people that have to do new things experience anxiety. I know that people that have to leave a certain situation, whether it be a relationship, whether it be stepping out on faith and getting a new job, whatever that is. I know that people, have anxiety about different things, and so I want to talk tonight about anxiety and how to overcome anxiety. So that's what I'm going to be talking about tonight. And so I'm going to get right into it. I thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for tuning in. Please do share this video with everyone you know. Go ahead and share. Go ahead and comment. Go ahead and ask me a question. I will be sure to get to it. I got my phone right here so I can see. I'm making sure I'm on my computer. I got the gadgets right tonight, so I'm excited about that. Am I looking in the right place? Y'all let me know. Because sometimes your eyes can go everywhere when you're doing this live thing and trying to do it in a good way. So can y'all see me okay, and can you hear me okay? Just want to make sure that that's good before we get started tonight. Can y'all see me and hear me okay? Okay, I think okay, thank you, Miss Harrison. I appreciate that. I really do. All right, so we're good to go. So first things first, let's get into it. What is anxiety? Anxiety is the fear of a certain situation, an event, or scenario that could come up. So, what is anxiety? It's intense, excessive worry or fear about a certain situation. It could be a person, a place, a thing that could be coming up. You hear Miss Bell back there. She reading a story to her daddy, so that is too funny to me. But anxiety is intensive, excessive, and that's what the dictionary says. And it is intensive, excessive, and persistent worry about everyday situations. And so that's what anxiety is. And anxiety definitely shows up in our body with, racing heart, racing thoughts. Your hands start to sweat. You start to get overwhelmed. You start to not be able to do anything. And your body eventually shuts down because our bodies are made, anxiety. God made us to have anxiety so that we can know when we're at risk for something, right? And so anxiety is bad. Anxiety is, it overtakes you when you're not living your everyday life like you need to live it. You're letting anxiety overpower you instead of allowing God to help you move forward. Instead of trusting God, you are allowing the anxiety, the worry, the stress of everyday life to overtake you versus like I said, trusting God. But today God has given us tools to be able to get through this anxiety. So that's what I'm going to talk about. I have anxiety when I have to stand up in front of people. Yes. So there's different types of anxiety. Thank you, Miss Harrison. There's social anxiety where, you have a fear of standing up in front of someone. You feel like people are going to judge you. You feel like, that something's going to go wrong whenever you get up to speak to someone. So you could have social anxiety. You could have agoraphobia, fear of leaving your home, fear of certain, trigger, a person, a place, a thing. Agoraphobia. You could have OCD, where you have excessive worry, where you feeling like, I gotta go back home and check make sure my door is locked like 3 times. You gotta go back and make sure that's checked 3 times. You might have panic disorder, where that's a disorder where basically you don't know where it's coming from. It just come out of nowhere, and all of a sudden your heart is racing out of nowhere, and your body is physically triggered because you've had so much anxiety. And so you could have PTSD from certain things, like you get triggered and then your anxiety comes in and it overtakes you with the racing thoughts, the overpowering, heart rate and everything. And then there's also a difference between anxiety attacks and panic attacks. Panic attacks are more intense, they're more severe, they may feel like almost like a heart attack. An anxiety attack is triggered by a certain thing, and then it's less intense, and you normally can calm down with breathing techniques. And so when someone is having a panic attack or anxiety attack, the only thing you can do is let it pass. The only thing you can do is let it pass. You can't do anything else. The only thing you can do when you're having panic attacks or anxiety attacks is let it pass. It's really about the buildup, the things that you do on an everyday basis that help you to overcome anxiety. And we're going to get into that in just a second. The everyday things like getting rest and taking good care of yourself, and praying, meditating, things like that calm you down from that anxiety. One thing that calmed me down when I had to speak in front of people, I remember, my first time speaking in front of people and doing sermons. I remember, I had to practice. I had to continue to practice over and over and over. And that was the only way that I overcame the anxiety. And sometimes I still have anxiety. I haven't really been live or going live like that in a while. And so of course I had a little nervousness, a little anxiety. So of course that keeps you humble, right? But when it overtakes you to the point where it's debilitating, to the point where you cannot move, to the point where you don't know which way you're going, that's when it's a problem and you need to get some help. And so that's what I'm here today to do. So anxiety could be around, a test you have to take, a new situation you have to go into, speaking up for yourself. You could have anxiety about that. You could have anxiety about the reaction to other people. Like when I'm a recovering people pleaser. And so, when I'm recovering from people pleasing, I had the anxiety of what is their reaction going to be if I say no? What is their reaction going to be if I cannot do this for them? What is oh, they're going to be mad at me. They're not going to like me and all this stuff, right? And so you can have anxiety from that. And I had that really bad. I always wanted to please people. I always wanted to see what their reaction was, or I always want to make sure people like me. But now it's like, so what? If I sit here chasing people's opinions and what people think of me and all this stuff, guess what? I won't even have time for Belle. I won't even have time to live for myself. I want to have time for my husband. I won't have time for anybody. I'll be literally living for other people instead of living for God and glorifying God and the things that He has for me. So that's another story. But let's get back into anxiety. So anxiety, it can also, the thing about anxiety is, yes, thank you, Lakeisha, exactly. So the thing about anxiety is it shows up physically, right? And so it can show up in the form of stomach, like, you hear those kids that say like, oh, my stomach hurts today. Like their stomach really could hurt from going to school. Like some of them are playing, right? Some mothers know that, okay, yeah, like you're playing with me. But sometimes when there's a new situation, or you see a pattern where every time there's something new, or every time that child has to do something different, their stomach hurts, or they have to go to the bathroom or something like that, those things show up physically for us. And so when we don't take control of our anxiety, it will start to show up physically. Isn't that amazing how God designed our bodies to be? God designed our bodies so that we could listen, but we don't listen to our bodies all the time. We don't see the signs that we need to, get help, or we need to calm down. And so tonight, what I want to talk about really is to overcome anxiety. But I first want to ask you guys, what are some things that you have done to overcome anxiety? What are some things that you love to do that help you to overcome anxiety, help you to, not get stressed out or not feel worried all the time? What are some things that you do every single day that help you? And y'all please do share, like, comment. But yeah, let me know what are some things y'all do. Anybody got anything right now? Let's see who I got in here. Miss Brittany, Charlene, good to see y'all. Come on in. I appreciate y'all. So I'll just share some things. The biggest thing when it comes to anxiety is we have to identify our anxiety, right? Where is our anxiety coming from? What in the world is causing this anxiety? Cleaning, listen to music, and simply breathe. Yes, those are all good things. I appreciate that, friend. Yes, cleaning, listen to music, and simply breathing. Those are all things that bring restoration, right? And like I said before, you have to identify your anxiety. Where is it coming from? What is causing your anxiety? Is it a certain situation? Is it a person? Is it a thing? And then once you identify that anxiety, we have to create. Miss Tanya says, for me, I try to relax and clear my mind, whether it's taking a walk, sitting on the lake, listen to music, and wine. Yes, ma'am. So yes, relaxing. That is an important part. Y'all both have hit some important parts, and that is like literally number 2. Once we identify what our anxiety is, some people don't know where the anxiety is coming from because they are so anxious all the time. And sometimes our bodies literally react to just being anxious or just worrying all the time because we never rest. And when you never rest, you will produce anxiety in your mind, in your body, in your spirit. You will produce anxiety if you don't rest. And so, like these ladies said, you have to relax, clear your mind. Cleaning, decluttering, doing those things are going to help you to clear your mind, to relax and calm down, right? So we have to create a routine for rest. We are a society that goes. Like literally, even when we sitting down, we're on the phone. We got to unplug sometimes. That's why I love going to international countries, because you don't have no reception. And that's a good thing, to not be connected, to simply hear from God every single day. And so we have to create a routine for rest. So what does that look like specifically, Candace? That might be in the mornings, I'm getting up, I'm praying, I'm reading my word, I'm creating an atmosphere for worship. I'm, praising God in the mornings. I'm calming down and letting God download to me what I need to hear. Because guess what? Prayer is talking to God. Meditation is listening to God. And so if we can create moments of meditation where we're resting, then we can get the downloads and get the instructions for the day, and we will be okay. So create those moments of rest in the morning. We shouldn't be rushing out the door. We should be getting a good night's sleep. I had to rewire some things, y'all, because I was anxious a lot. I was like, what is going on with me? I feel off. And I feel off because I'm doing so much, because I fill my calendar with so many things, because I'm not going to bed at a decent time, because I'm rushing in the mornings. Those things produce anxiety. Create moments in your life for rest. So in the mornings, you're getting, what you need. You're not rushing. You're doing, you got everything laid out the night before. You're okay. Then throughout the day, you're taking breaks, you're praying, you're breathing, that's what the Holy Spirit is, a breath of fresh air. So why don't we let the Holy Spirit come in a little more? At the end of the day, we are shutting work off when it needs to be shut off. We are, at the end of the day, we are truly, truly resting. Oh, yes, baby. I'm going to get into that. Eating causes bad anxiety. Yes. Praying while walking every morning. Yes, Miss Harrison. That is amazing, because guess what? I learned in my research and, doing the Bell Prize, shout out to Bell Prize, whenever we walk 4 times a day, no, walking 4 times a week for 20 minutes, walking 4 times a week for 20 minutes is compared to taking an antidepressant drug. Walking for 4 times a week for 20 minutes is compared to taking an antidepressant drug. So if you can walk, if you can move your body, if you can let your body know, hey, it's okay, because a lot of times what happens is the anxiety, the worry, the stress stays bottled up in our body. You don't have nowhere to go. And so when you begin to walk and you begin to pray, you begin to release some things. And so that's why it's important to move our bodies. That's why it's important to have a trainer. Shout out to Cherita. She's an amazing trainer. Also, what we put in our body is it has a lot to do with their anxiety. If you're always eating junk, you're gonna get out junk. That's what's gonna happen. Your GI tract has a lot to do. Your digestive system has a lot to do with how you feel, how your mood is. Notice how you feel after you eat a bag of chips. Notice how you feel after you eat fruit. For the first time, like even when it came to Belle, like I would give her oatmeal, waffles, things like that, heavy stuff in the morning, and she would just be lethargic and tired. But as soon as I gave her, she loved strawberries, so I was like, okay, give her strawberries, give her grapes. She had full energy. She was ready to learn, ready to go to school, and so that made a huge difference in our lives. Not drinking coffee, like I'm doing a detox right now, like from not drinking coffee, and my head is extreme. It hurts every single day just from not having that, but I feel lighter. I feel better, just from not drinking, coffee every day. So I'm trying to get down to 1 cup a day, and that's it. But my thing is, whatever we're doing, we have to first identify your anxiety. Is it people pleasing? Is it a person? Is it a place? We need to figure out how we can remove those things that are causing the anxiety first, right? And if you don't know where the anxiety is coming from, that's when, of course, you need to go see a therapist. You need to talk to somebody to dig deeper and figure out exactly where it's coming from. But also, when you begin to create a routine for rest, when you're resting, when you're sleeping well, when you're drinking your water, when you're exercising, you're praying, you're meditating, you're creating daily restorative practices in your life. You restore yourselves. We were not meant for all this technology. We weren't meant to be stimulated all the time. Sometimes we can be overstimulated, and that causes anxiety, where we always are listening to something. We always are looking at something. Sometimes we got to close our eyes and breathe. Something that I love to do is box breathing with people. Matter of fact, I'm going to show y'all right now. Box breathing. Box breathing. So it's like looking at something outside of yourself. This is what the soldiers did. They did box breathing. It's 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out. Okay, so here we go. So this is what I do with my clients. So let me see. Okay, there we go. So we go for breathe in for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it right here at the corner. And then we let it out for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. We breathe in for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it at the corner. We breathe out for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so that is box breathing. If you look it up, it's all on YouTube. It's everywhere. Box breathing is something that you can do to calm your anxiety. So, like I said, first, identifying the anxiety. The second one is creating a routine for rest. We were meant to rest. We were meant to rest and relax. How can we really allow God to pour into us? How can we listen to God? How can we get the next steps if we're always on the move, if we're always going, if we're always going to the next thing, if we never sit down to truly enjoy our lives? Something else that I love to do is called grounding, where literally you look outside and you look at the wind. I mean, you see the wind blowing the trees and you see the flowers. You taking a moment to breathe in and breathe out, especially those that work from home. It's important to get outside. It's important to be able to like enjoy nature and enjoy God's creation. Those are all important things. So identify your anxiety, create a routine for rest. Another thing is deep breathing. In the moments of my life when I've had the most anxiety, I'm gonna tell y'all a story at the end. When I've had the most anxiety in my life, it has been through saying, this will pass. This will pass. This will pass. And really breathing from your diaphragm up, and then this will pass. Saying this will pass over and over, because the only thing anxiety can do is pass. You have to go through that thing. You cannot go over it. You can't go under it. You got to go through it. Anything in your life that you have to overcome, you have to go through it. Whether it's depression, anxiety, you have to beat that thing with the things that God has given us. He's given us prayer. He's given us exercise. He's given us tools. He's given us vitamins. He's given us people to talk to. He's given us so many resources. So there is no excuse why we can't be healed out here. I don't care how big your problem is. I don't care how big your anxiety is. I don't care how bad of a problem you think it is. The only reason why you think it's bad because you don't feel like God is big enough to help you with it. That's the only reason why because you've sat in it for too long. You've become so comfortable. And like Jennifer Lewis said, if you sit in it you can't smell it. If you sit in mess, she said some other stuff, but if you sit in the mess, you can't smell it. You can't smell it after so long, so you get used to it. And we are creatures of habits. And so because we are creatures of habits, our bodies and our minds are programmed to, continue to do the same thing. That's why it takes 21 days to create a habit. It takes 21 days to get over the hump. So if you keep doing, you keep pushing, and you keep moving forward, you will overcome the anxiety. You will overcome the stressful thoughts and not being able to do the things that you want to do. You will overcome. There are people right now that cannot leave their house because they're agoraphobic because the pandemic hit. They feel they are so nervous and they cannot leave their house. I've seen people not be able to leave their house, do some EMDR, do some things that God told me to do, and be able to leave their house. I've seen that. I've seen miracles. I'm a living witness that God is real and that He will help you overcome this thing. And so I hope y'all believe in me tonight, and I hope you understand where I'm coming from. So like I said, the third thing is vitamins. There's several vitamins out there that help you. There's GABA. It's a vitamin that helps you to calm down. It's also vitamin D3 is a good for mood stabilization and good for brain function. There's also I want to say this right. I wrote it down because I always mess it up. It's L-theanine that helps reduce stress and things like that. So there's all kinds of vitamins out there. You can go on Amazon, you can talk to your doctor, you can go to the vitamin shop. You can get these things to help you calm down. But the most important thing, there's chamomile tea. There's exercise that helps you to calm down. And so you're like, how does exercise help you calm down? Like I said before, whenever you are letting, releasing those things through exercise, you're releasing those endorphins, you're getting out the anxiety, you're getting out the frustration. And so that's why exercise is important. And so I want to make sure that, if you guys have any questions, I have a story that I want to end with tonight, but I want to go back and make sure I'm hearing everybody. Miss Tanya says, I'm in menopause due to full hysterectomy. Sometimes the anxiety isn't easy to get through when I have a menopause flare. That's what I call them. None of my techniques that I normally use helps my anxiety when I'm in a flare. What do you recommend in that kind of situation? I mean, I eventually get through it, but it can last for days. So, Miss Tanya, yes, ma'am. So it seems like, the emotional dysregulation is happening, right? So I'm thinking of something like something like a mood stabilizer to help you. There's something else called SAMe. It's SAM-E. It's a vitamin that you can get from the vitamin shop, and it can help to stabilize moods. Or you can also talk to the vitamin shop about anything that you can get to stabilize your mood, because when those hormones start to race, and there's a lot of different things that are happening with the hormones, and it's going up and down. I'm wondering also, Miss Tanya, how long has this been happening? Because if it's something new, your body will need time to adjust and to react. So keep on doing what you normally do. It's just your body has to get used to like the new reactions that are happening. But I would recommend and of course, I'm not a medical doctor. You would need to ask your doctor. I do not prescribe medication at all, but I would recommend talking to your doctor or pharmacist about SAMe, SAM-E. It's a mood stabilizer to kind of help with your moods. Also, talking to your doctor or someone about anything else that you can do to, just calm those hormones. But I would continue to do the things that you used to do to continue getting better. So I would recommend those for you, and let me know if that doesn't help, and I'll be happy to point you in the right direction. Miss Harrison says, I love doing this with squirrels. Miss Tracy, how you doing? I don't like taking medication for it, but I'll try the vitamin. Oh, it's been years I've been going through this. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. And sometimes our bodies get used to it. But like I said before, I believe that God would not have you going through that, that He would have something for you, that He would direct your path into what you need to do to get rid of that anxiety, to not have that anxiety or that flare up that continues to happen. But it seems like it's something like hormonal that is going on to cause anxiety, to trigger it. Something in your brain is like, all right, release, and then it just happens. But I know there's something that can be done, and I'll continue to do research on that too, Miss Tanya. Anyone else? Miss Portia said, I need to hear this. Okay, yeah. Yes, Miss Tanya, I appreciate you too. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate y'all for coming in. Miss Tracy says, if our focus on God's word and I believe it's true, we can overcome. Amen. We can overcome anything because of Christ. Yes, we can. And so tonight, yes, I have a story that I want to share with you guys. Like I said, I experience anxiety from people pleasing. I experience anxiety from the reaction of if I told someone, if I told someone, no, I can't do this or I can't do that, then I experience anxiety about it. Thank you so much, Keisha. I appreciate you. And so there's a particular story. Basically, I was working for a private practice, a Christian private practice, and I won't release the name, but I was working for a Christian private practice, and basically, there were certain things that I was coming to myself. I was coming into my own identity. I was, believing in who I was. I was, I always knew I wanted to be powerful and great and work and allow God to use me and all this stuff. And I was coming into like who I was as a Black woman. I was putting up my fist, and this was, a predominantly white company. And I was doing things like that, and just coming to who I was. And I also in the mix of all this, I had already had Bill at the time, but there's a lot of things that happened, regarding my identity when I had Bill, because I had her. We had her out of wedlock. I wasn't married. I was a minister in the church, and I carried a lot of shame. I didn't want to be here. I was depressed about that, and I just, but it's like God kept telling me, Candace, if you can just see her face, you're gonna be okay. And so every day I wake up, I just remembered, okay, if I can just see her face, I'm gonna be okay. I'm not gonna abort my child. I'm not gonna do that. I just want to see her face. And so there's a lot of things that this, company just, wanted me to do for image and things like that. And it just wasn't right. And so one day they sat me down and said, we're not renewing your contract anymore. And so I was like, what? Not renewing my contract? And then they handed me a list of like other counseling companies. And I was like, I'm not going to take that. I have places in mind. And so anyway, they handed me the list, and then they were like, Lord, this is it's so heavy. This is my first time telling this story. I have so many stories to tell that y'all just don't even know. Like, God has helped me to overcome so much. Like, it's not even funny. Like, there's so many stories to tell, that I will tell. And so yeah, so they gave me a piece of paper and everything, and I asked them, I was like, why aren't y'all renewing my contract? Because I thought we were family. I thought we were close. I thought everything was going good. Now, mind you, I wasn't getting that many clients or anything. And so they were just like, we don't believe that you can handle the tough cases. And I'm like, how do you, I'm also like I said, I was coming to myself, so I'm asking questions like, how do you know I'm not able to handle the tough clients? Are you talking to the clients? Are they coming back telling you stuff? They didn't have any answer for me. And so they let me go. They renewed my contract. And it was just like, I felt so defeated. I felt so like down and burdened. And I was like, how could this happen? I thought we was family. I thought we were good. I had, aspirations and things like that. And they did teach me a lot, and I appreciate that. And they helped me become certified and things like EMDR and all this great stuff. But it's like, you know it took me like almost one day to get over that, because it was like, that was a family, but God was like, no, Candace, this is your time to push. And then, of course, I'm talking to my baby Warren Moffat. He like, no, you better go, 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 go. And so I still had these clients. I had a list of clients that still need to be seen. And so God was like, push the gas, keep going, go find you an office. And I was like, God, are you sure you want me to go find the office? Like, why? And so I just push. And I looked at different places, looking all over town, couldn't find nothing. I was in Charlotte at the time, and couldn't find anything at all. And one little place was like 120 square feet, and it was like $400. And so I definitely couldn't take that. And so literally, y'all, the next day I had a place that I had called and emailed. I was able to find an office in Charlotte just like that. And so I don't know, I say this to say, like, anxiety can come and it can be real, but anxiety can also push you to greatness. Anxiety can also push you to do more. Anxiety can also push you to the right place at the right time. And so if I never would have lost that job, if they would have never told me, hey, we're not renewing your contract, like, just for one day, I was devastated. I was like, how could they do this to me? I thought we was family, and I'm so glad they fired me. I'm happy they fired me. Thank you for firing me, because if I never was fired, I never would have had New Vision Therapy and Wellness. I never would have pushed myself to the limits that I did. And so I do believe that, that God can use anything for his good. And so whatever bad is happening to you right now, just know that God is using it for your good. Just know that things will turn around, and just, yeah, like, thank you. Thank y'all. Look at me now. Like, I'm going live. I have my own company. I'm doing my thing. I'm trying to get in paneled with insurances and trying to see as many people as I can to help people. And so my schedule is pretty much full, y'all. Like, God is good. Like, when I tell you God is so good, like, I'm thankful they fired me. Thank you for firing me. Thank you. Like, I never would have took it to the next level. There would never have been a New Vision Therapy and Wellness where God was like, Mary, mental health and wellness practices, teach people how to rest, teach people how to work out, teach people how to meditate, teach people how to tune into my word to calm their anxiety, teach people how to take vitamins, teach people how to do these things. Yes, that was their loss. Thank you. Thank y'all for firing me, so I just share that story to let y'all know, like, anxiety can be a good thing. It can push you in the right direction. And so um sometimes, yes, Miss Tanya, we got to be shaken up sometimes. Sometimes God got to move us, because, listen, I was comfortable there. I had an office. I had it decorated. They, like, whatever I needed, they got it. Like, I went out and decorated, and they paid me back for all the stuff. So everything was, like, right there. I was confident. I was feeling good. But hey, that's not where God wanted me. God wanted to push me out of the way. Push. Sometimes he got to push you, and sometimes it take a little bit of anxiety to get you there. Something else that I want to share with y'all before we go is EMDR, eye movement desensitization reprocessing. So it's taking traumatic events that has happened to you. I don't care whether it's someone you could, grieve someone and see someone that has passed. I've had, clients that basically have seen someone pass away and they can't get that out of their mind. They replay it. And after 10 sessions, they were able to change that picture to something that's a little more peaceful. I'm not saying you're gonna forget what happened, but what I am saying is that you will replace it with something better. Replace it to what does God say? God wants us to think of things of true, noble, peaceful. He wants us to think of things above. And so that's what we're supposed to do. And so that is what I do as a therapist every single day. I'm seeing people virtually. I'm taking walks with people. I'm teaching people how to work out. Like, this is only the beginning. I want to thank everyone for joining me today. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Please share this video with someone you love. Please just share it to get the word out there. I want to thank the Solo family for giving us a place to worship. I want to thank my baby for helping me to become a better person, for helping me to push myself, and for helping me to tell my story more. I want to thank everyone for being on here. Queen Harrison, Miss Tanya, we're going to get you. We're going to make sure God heals you. Miss Tracy, Miss Cameron, love you. Portia, I appreciate y'all for coming in, talking. Lakeisha, thank you for working out with me, encouraging me. Love you, girl. Thank you, Destiny. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Please do share this video. Please do let me know if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, if you are feeling like, you need more. I will continue to go in on the anxiety. So next week, there will be a part 2. It will be longer and longer. I just am getting my feet wet with this. I'm just now at a place in my life where I'm saying, no more, Candace, no more hiding, no more just resting. I mean, yes, of course I get my rest, but no more just like being mediocre. Like, I have to get out here and get this information out so that people can get healed, so that people can move past their anxiety, move past their depression, move past the fear, and really live the healed life that they were meant to live. And so that's what I've been put on the earth to do. And so no longer can I sit by the wayside and let this information pass. I will continue to share. I will continue to be here. I will continue to show up, because that is what God has told me to do. So this was short and sweet. Please do share this video. If you've seen the replay, go back and watch it. It will be here All the videos, all the lives will be available. They will be up. They will be on YouTube. It will be on my profile page, Candace Moffett. It will be on New Vision Therapy and Wellness. It will be on YouTube, Candace Counsels. Please do share. Like I said, if you want to see any other topic, I'm going to be talking about all things mental health, wellness, God, everything, bringing it together. So I'm really excited about this Therapy Thursdays. This is only the beginning. I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to show up. Sometimes we're going to be working out. Sometimes we're going to be meditating. And so I want to do different things with you guys so that y'all can know that healing is here. It can be done. So I will talk to y'all later. I'm going to sign off. Like I said, this video will be available on YouTube, and I'm going to continue to do this thing. I'm going to continue to work out. I'm going to continue to change my life. I'm going to continue to be well. I'm going to continue to be the queen that God called me to be. And I want y'all to do the same. I want y'all to be the people that God called you to be. I want you to push for every single dream possible, because tomorrow is not promised. Somebody died yesterday. Somebody died the day before that. And so if you want to live, if you want to truly live, do what God has called you to do. Don't wait no more. Don't sit by the wayside. Don't let months go by and say, I'm gonna go live, I'm gonna go live. Nah, do it today. If God tell you to go live, go live. If God told you to start the business, start the business. If he told you to write the book, write the book. Do what you got to do so that you can live the life that was promised to you. If we sitting back holding all the gifts that God has given us, how we expect to get blessed? And I'm going to leave it at that. All right, y'all have a good night. I will see y'all next time, next Thursday at 9 p.m. Therapy Thursdays.